This is a review with a difference. Cannondale versus Cannondale. The Black Lightning of 2002 versus the Super-Six Evo of 2019. One with Campagnolo record, the other with SRAM AXS. One mechanical shifting, one electronic shifting. One with cables, one wireless. One with caliper brakes, another with disc brakes. One frame aluminium, one frame carbon fibre. A lot happens in 17 years, and we get a taste of the evolution of cycling products in that time. I'm going to do something different with the Cannondale Super-Six SRAM AXS group set test. I'm going to compare it with something from 2002. So we've got a Cannondale Black Lightning here, a CAD 7 aluminium frame from 2002, and this is a Super-Six Evo 2019 edition. It's completely different other than the fact that they're both made by Cannondale. The Black Lightning CAD 7 that you see in this review was a special release. Only 300 were made, and it was part of a 30th anniversary celebration for Cannondale. Campagnolo came to the party and released a range of black parts, including specially branded Black Lightning Neutron wheels and black caliper brakes. There's also a gold finish on the record levers, and the ergo power setup, as you see it here, is essentially the same as the first generation from Campagnolo. The hoods have changed considerably in recent times and are now far larger and not so prone to slippage. Bikes of 2002 are surprisingly good, even still in 2019. I'm just going to stop for a moment at the top of a hill just to say this. So much of a fuss is being made about the crispness and the smoothness and the efficiency of the shifting on axis. I cannot dispute that, it's correct, it's really smooth. But 17 years ago, what Campagnolo was doing with record is amazing. Let's be clear, there's a couple of things that also influence this efficiency. First of all, the no-con cables, I keep talking about them, fantastic. But also, there's no internal cable routing to fuss around with. It's changed over time, and I've just got off the Black Lightning. I think it was good to do it in chronological order. And having stepped off that, I could say this, completely impressed. Not only with the way that it's aged, but the way that it rides in general. Even in comparison with contemporary bikes, it is still a fantastic piece of kit. There's only tiny little gripes, and that is you need the trim. But when you're going from the big chainring to the little chainring and you have to do a tiny little adjustment, it's not a big deal. It takes all of half a second. I know that the computer on the AXS can do it quicker and do it automatically and do it without me thinking about it, but it doesn't really take a lot of effort. One of the biggest changes that have happened in cycling over the span of time between the Black Lightning and the Super-Six Evo is gear ratios. And the AXS group is a complete rethink altogether. Back in the day, there was some sort of sick pride in being able to push the 5339 all the way around wherever you went. You didn't have the span at the back, and to be honest, on a couple of little rises you can cope, you can push yourself through it. But on the long days, going uphill, I think I would really feel it now. And now it's time to get on the modern bike and just see how it compares with the old one. I'm going up the hill on the Super-Six Evo. First of all, I can say the shifting is louder on the modern bike, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Mainly the acoustics of carbon. Can't do anything about that. Aluminium just doesn't throw the sound as much. Is the shifting smoother? Yeah, probably. Can you notice it? Really, the shifting from back then was pretty bloody good. The auto trim's a lovely feature, but I've already talked about that. The obvious difference is the braking. I'm on a dry day, so there are no real challenges with the caliper brakes, but the disc brakes, yeah, they do have a better feel to them. I'll just tell you a couple of things that I noticed about jumping from one bike to the next. Obviously, hood's extremely different, much bigger, much longer, much easier to hang on to, and more comfortable. Otherwise, I can tell you that if you told me that this was the CAD 7 frame underneath me, except for the sound, I would have believed you. To be honest, I think that the CAD 7's a little bit more stiff than this, but we're not talking about rigidity these days. We don't need lateral stiffness and vertical compliance and da-da-da-da-da. That's been engineered into the carbon and we get a better ride quality, or so we're led to believe. But having jumped from the Cannondale Black Lightning, the CAD 7, the aluminium one, to this one, I think it's a flip of a coin to tell you which one I like more in terms of ride quality. They both feel great. I'm pleased that lighter gears are in use. It's better for your body. I think it's easier to get around. And the ratio rethink that we've got with the SRAM AXS is absolutely fantastic. I endorse it, and the 10 tooth makes a big difference to the aesthetic. The 53 that sits on the Black Lightning looks massive compared to this. From 10 speed to 12 speed, I think if I had a compact on the CAD 7, I'd be able to find the gear that I wanted going up. But I've said all of that before I hit the app and figure out how that affects the ride quality and also just the nature of the shift. That's the next episode.